everyone!
Hello!
And welcome to Kirsty and Bryony's Comfort Zone.
I am Kirsty.
Oh, there's such a pause. And I am Bryony.
Oh my god.
Dun, dun, dun.
And today we are going to listen to some dreams and find out what the heck is going on in Bryony's brain. Because I didn't have any dreams.
Dreams have abandoned you again. Dreams have been coming on.
How long until I just get the sack? Bryony's just going to send me an email like, to whom it may concern. You have not been dreaming sufficiently. Please don't come back.
Apologies. You have not made it through the trial of Comfort Zone co-host and you are being let go. No, I would never.
Best of luck in your future endeavours.
No one else would ever put up with me in such a way. I mean, also, I love you. I love you. I need you. Don't leave.
I love you. Please, please.
Please don't leave me.
Please don't leave me.
I have been having dreams, and I did the little experiment last week. And on Easter Eve, I put rosemary under my pillow.
I saw you tweet about that, and it was the day after, and I was like, oh, shit. Did it work?
I had a dream about a birthday party.
What?
I know. And I know people could say, oh, but that's just because you were thinking about it, blah, blah, blah. But we don't hold with such non-believers. I think it was entirely the rosemary steering.
Yeah, it was completely down to the rosemary, the party herb.
Yeah. That's what it's known as. That's the party herb.
The party
rosemary. Herb. So many people have been excited when I'm like, yeah, do you want some of this? I got some party herb. And they're like, oh, yeah, you got the good stuff. Yeah.
Damn. Put on your pillow on Easter Eve.
It wasn't, spoilers, because I have recorded this dream. It wasn't particularly, because the book did say you will dream of a party that you will enjoy. And I did not enjoy the party.
Shit.
It was weird because it was. Well, I mean, do you want to just jump straight in? Do you want to just hear it?
We've only been going for 4 minutes, and you want to listen to a dream? Who are you?
I know, I'm a heathen. The rosemary's changed me.
Oh God,
it's gone straight to my head. It's actually the second dream that I've sent you, the March 31st one, of course, because that was Easter. So yeah, you can hear the party that I dreamt about. And see if you would have enjoyed it.
I would have enjoyed it. Oh, to see if I would have enjoyed it, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you will. Okay.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
I had a dream that it was my auntie's birthday and I had gone into a bookshop to find a book called Faun, as in Faun. And I asked if they had it, and they were like, hey, yeah, it's on section 120 or something. So I was looking, and I could only find one that was Faun King, which is like FAW. And I was like, oh, no, this isn't the one. And then all of a sudden, my family started turning up, and I was like, oh, is this where we're holding the party? And I remember my auntie was expecting everyone to give speeches, and my other auntie was trying to give one, but my granddad, who was sort of the same age as them, sort of interrupted, and I could tell the auntie whose birthday it was really like miffed about it because she was enjoying having the nice words said about her. And then she sat down and she sort of started looking more like my nan. But then the dream sort of shifted and was about, I was in this house and Hades was like, congratulations, you've done me well, boy. And he'd put all of these like little blue flowers in all these locations, and I was just going around, I think with Alex, trying to find all of these blue flowers. And they were like hidden in places that have been relevant to the story, but there was like a couple of them that I couldn't find. I think that's all I remember. The end. Bye-bye.
So there you go.
There you have it.
What a fun party.
Wow. It sounds very much like a family gathering style party that not much really, just some nice words and
a little bit of family squabbling.
Yeah.
Petty jealousy.
Oh boy.
I think the weirdest thing for me was, I mean, this is like a bit of a downer, I guess, soz, but I guess because like it's weird to me that my granddad, who died when I was very young, I guess thinking that now like his children are overtaking him. So when I was thinking of my granddad being there, maybe I think that's what the dream was trying to tell me, was that like they would be the age that he was now. And I was like, what a fun party to be reminded of your immortality, your mortality.
Yeah.
Yay.
Woo! Thanks, Rosemary.
And then my auntie turning into my nan.
Was it your auntie's birthday? Yeah.
It was, yeah. It was my, I can't remember if she's, I think, yeah, my oldest auntie's birthday, which I guess is why, like, she turned into my nan, because I was thinking, like, oh, my nan would have been around that age as well. I don't know. It's just very strange, like, this mingling. Because I often think of, like what's been weird for me the last few years is, again, this is very deep. I'm very sorry. But
that's okay. I forgive you.
I had a cousin who died when I was 12, and he was 32. And for the last few years, it's been so strange to me thinking like...
that you're older than him.
Yeah, because in my mind, he's this like, you know, how you see adults when you're a child. He's this like big figure, and he's got like everything's so exciting and all of this stuff. And then when I turned 32, I remember thinking like, are these the feelings he felt? We were very different. I absolutely loved him. But he was very like, he would go out to like war-torn countries and be giving like aid to people and stuff. And he worked for a company called Merlin and did like war relief through them and stuff. And he would go to Russia and climb mountains and all of this stuff. Like we were very, you know, obviously I'm just a little gamer who stays at home.
It's just a little gamer. How old were you when he passed away?
I think I was 12. I think I remember his memorial, because he died in an avalanche, so we never got to have a full service. And but it was like the day before my birthday, and I'm pretty sure it was my 13th birthday. But yeah, so it's just it's one of those things that it is very strange when you like when you've lost someone and then they're always like an older figure to you, and then you suddenly think like, oh, I've caught them up now. It's weird. And I think that's sort of what I was thinking about at my super fun party that I will enjoy. Was thinking about my parents and elderly relatives.
You're talking about aging and God. Oh my gosh.
Because I think there is this thing, like the auntie whose birthday it was, she moved to Ireland. And she's always messaging me being like, please come and visit me.
Oh, yeah. I remember you told me about this auntie.
And it's one of those things I would absolutely love to go and visit her. But it's just so difficult to like, you know, get time away and have someone look after the bunnies and get over there without driving and stuff like that. And I'm just like, but it's one of those things that you do also get that pressure of like, but I should visit soon because, you know, YOLO. And so it's just, is I think it was probably that my brain decided to encapsulate in a fun party that then ended up with me doing a fun little quest for the king of the underworld. Yay!
Oh my gosh. Have there been any like family birthdays or anything recently, or like maybe like anniversary of any family like deaths or anything that have got you thinking about this kind of thing?
I have a feeling that, well, I guess it was my birthday, so I guess I got cards from all of them. So I guess it could be that connection of like, I guess you do get this, oh my God, I'm just a Debbie Downer today. But I guess you do get this thing as you get older and you start looking at your cards. And, you know, the first birthday card I got that didn't have from my auntie and uncle and stuff like that. It was just my auntie. And then, you notice the handwriting getting that little bit more spidery and stuff like that. And you're just like, ooh. It's like...
Yeah, I remember when my nan passed away in, I think it was 2011. It was when I was doing my A-levels. I still have on my pinboard in my kitchen the first Christmas card that my granddad sent without like my nan on it. But he had I love my granddad, bless him. But he was just the best, and he had like PCs everywhere. Like he was into coding. He was a massive nerd. Like he loved movies, and he had like printouts of Zorro from like old Zorro movies, but his face like photoshopped onto them and stuff, like all around his office. And he was just a massive nerd. It was great. And he would make cards on like, you could always do it on I can't remember what the program was called. It was one of the Microsoft Office programs, but they got rid of it in the end. But you could make cards on it, and it would have the thing where you fold the A4 in half and half again, sort of thing. I really can't remember what that program was called, but I used it all the time when I was a kid. And yeah, that year he sent a Christmas card from him, and in brackets it was like love from granddad, and in brackets and nanny, and I was just like, oh, and I still have it, and it had a picture of him. Like there was always this one picture that he used, and even on like the Facebook profile that still exists, like his profile picture is this picture of him with like a cigarette in his mouth, just looking really cool, and he had that on the back of this printout. I know exactly what you mean. I'm going a bit off topic, but yeah, like that first year where like someone's name isn't in the card, it's really sad, and like I totally get that.
I think also there is like a strange thing with like, do you ever think I guess our parents' generation maybe tended to have children a bit sooner than people do now, so I think there's often this feeling of like, if I think about I feel like a child sometimes. I don't feel like a proper grown up. I don't feel ready for anything. And then I think, when my parents were my age, they had like 3 kids, full-time jobs, all of this stuff. And I'm just like, did they feel this way too? Is like feeling like a grown up this pure illusion that you're like, maybe in my 20s, maybe in my 30s, maybe in my 40s. And then I'm like, do you ever feel like, is this just how everyone feels, but we just don't voice it because someone's got to keep their shit together?
I totally think it is. It's like, like when you're working somewhere and the management is terrible, stuff like that. Or like you see these huge millionaire CEOs making these awful, awful decisions. Yeah. I feel like it's all the same thing. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody has their life together, and everyone's an idiot. And it's just, we're all on that same base level of, I hope nobody realizes I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, it's like, I remember when I first started, it was my first film job when I moved to Bristol, and I met one of my friends doing that job, and I started to get worried about something, and he turned to me and he was just like, you just have to be like a swan right now. And I was like, what? And he was like, on the surface, you are smooth, you are graceful, not a care in the world. Underneath, your little feet can be kicking as hard as they want. But on the surface, you have to be a swan. And like from then on, people have always said to me, they're just like, you seem very calm. And I'm just like, I'm like a swan. It is chaos deep down.
Fake it till you make
just
it.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. Oh my God, be a swan. Just always be a swan.
Just be a swan forehead. Part of the dream, I know exactly what it is. I'm currently trying to 100% Hades. So
okay.
That's all it is.
That's that.
I just have things that I'm in that zone of the game where it's just like collecting stuff, leveling stuff up. There is like some big story points I need to reach, but to get to those, I just have to talk to people more and make them love me. So I think that's what that was just my mind going, keep on trying to 100% Hades.
I looked up birthdays in the book, and it's pretty predictable, really. It's just dreams about birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, etc. generally symbolize change. Notice how you felt in the dream. How did other people react to you? Was there a sense of sadness or happiness? Did it run smoothly? So it's just change and being aware of it, really.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I mean, yeah, I guess it is just birthdays. Like, I feel like I have like a tiny little Menti Me every birthday.
Really?
As a treat. just a little one. Just like, I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things where you're like, it does just make you, it's the same with New Year's, where it does just make you like aware of, like, I'm someone who is quite naughty for setting goals when I shouldn't do. I think I should be a lot more like, you know, whenever you want to, like, you know, have had a child or something, it's whenever it feels right. Whereas my brain is like, it must be on an age that is an even number, because otherwise it will be bad luck to do this on an odd number and stuff like that. So I'll be like, I have to be 36, I have to be 38. It has to be one of these, otherwise. And I get the same with like years. Like if it's 2024, I'm like, it's going to be a good year. But if I'm like, 2023, that doesn't feel, I don't know. I don't know why. So I think I always get that with like New Year's and birthdays, where I'm like, oh, geez, what age am I good? Is this a good age, or is this a... But whereas really, I mean, look at like 2020, even number, perhaps
awful.
Not the best year.
Yeah, not the best. Exactly.
Yeah, it's, yeah, I think birthdays are just, when really, like, and I set a lot of like stock by what I do on the day. For everyone else, I'm like, you are busy on your birthday, have a birthday week, we do this on this day and this on this day. Whereas for me, I'm like, if I didn't do it on my birthday, the day stops then. No more celebration shall be had.
Yeah, you don't deserve any more celebrations.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get that. I was so busy on my birthday this year. Like I think I was in Bristol, and we did a craft stream, didn't we? And then
we did.
Yeah, and I don't know. Did we stream as well? I can't remember. I don't think so. I don't know. We craft stream, but like something else, maybe a recording. I don't know. But it was very busy, and
I didn't even. Oh, yeah. You stayed at Katie's.
I did stay at Katie's. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember if anything happened before the craft stream. I might have just driven down. It might have just been that I drove down. That's why it was so busy.
Yeah, I barely got to see you for your birthday.
That's the thing. And it was just like people were like, oh, are you going to stream for your birthday? I was like, no, I'm away. And I'd like, to me, it's like I can't come home 2 days later and be like, okay, I'm doing a birthday stream now, because it's like, it's not my birthday. Don't deserve it. Like, so I get it. Like, I kind of feel like I always want to do more things for my birthday, but then I'm like, I don't want to put people out to go and do things for my birthday, if you know what I mean. So I don't want to organize anything. Like if somebody came up to me and was like, I organized this massive blah, blah, blah for you, I'd be like, oh, wow, holy shit, that's amazing. Not that I'm asking people to do that. I do not want people to do that. But like, I won't go out of my way to organize something for my birthday, because I'm just like, I don't want people to be like, ugh. I don't want to do that.
I guess in a way, like, I do like using birthdays as a cannot be refused. Obviously, you can refuse, but you know what I mean? Like, just sort of saying, like, if I want to do something, I'll say it's for my birthday, because then people will do the thing.
People have to come.
And, like, just nice excuses. Like when we went away for Lyme Regis, which was, like, sort of for your birthday, the fact that I would have said to myself, if you had have said, do you want to go on holiday? I'd be there like, oh, I don't know. Can I afford it? Blah, blah, blah. But as soon as I was like, it's for Kirsty's birthday, I will say yes. I feel like it's like a nice free pass to just be like, well, I got to. It's a birthday.
I have to.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Oh, I want to go back to Lyme Regis. I want to find more stuff.
I keep seeing people going back and they're having such nicer weather than we had.
Yeah, God, our weather was terrible.
We still had a very lovely time. And if we had a lovely time in that weather, think how much fun we'd have in sunshine.
Absolutely.
And not pouring water out of our boots.
Oh my gosh.
One thing whilst I remember it, I don't know why this is relevant, but the flowers that I had to find for
The blue
Hades.
ones.
Yeah, they were like, do you remember when you got like flannels, but they were molded into a shape and then you would moisten them and they would go into, it was like that. It was like flowers that I would find, but I didn't have to moisten them at all. Like once I held them,
when you
they would
found
sort
them,
of,
they'd go poof.
yeah, and they just sort of go out into like a square instead.
That's cool.
But they were more made of like a foamy cotton is the only way I can think to describe it.
Okay.
But yeah, they were just squares, but they were blue flowers before. It was, I don't know why that would be relevant at all, but that's just what they were.
I could look it up. Should I look up blue or flower?
I guess.
Maybe.
¿Por qué no los dos?
¿Por qué no los dos? If I look up colour first, because if I look up blue, it also shows colour. So, Clothed. Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. I started watching Devil's Plan, but we can talk about that another time.
Yes, very good show. Very good show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's leading to me having not great sleep, so because we watch it just before bed and then I lie awake thinking about it and then I don't get to sleep for ages and then I sleep in. But I am enjoying it.
Colour, blue, orange, purple. No, where is blue? There. Blue is a cool, calming colour, often used for relaxation and meditation. Historically, it bears associations with spirituality and is representative of truth, intellect, and justice. Within the world of dreams, it's often thought to be a symbol of the conscious mind, especially if the dream features blue skies. A shimmering blue may suggest feelings of well-being and tranquility. What was the blue like?
It was like a baby blue.
A baby blue, okay. Dark angry blue, clear blue water, blue birds, no. I think it sounds like it's more of a bright blue. So, well-being and tranquility.
Ah, thank you, Hades, Lord of the Dead, for my lovely flowers. What a lovely party.
Lovely. And then, hang on, flower. I can quickly look up flower.
I mean, the flower shapes were sort of, not, sort of like tulips, but if tulips went out at the rim instead of curving in, it was a bit like that.
Kind of like a lily at the top, sort of.
Yes, that is a better description.
What, so they were lilies?
They were like lilies.
They were like tulips, but they looked like lilies. When flowers are in bloom, their beauty is vibrant and colourful, but also fleeting and fragile. Because when a flower bursts from its bud into full bloom, it's in the process of dying to make way for the next generation of flowers.
Just like the party I went to.
Oh my God.
It was about how eventually the beauty of those you hold dear will turn into the flannel of despair.
Oh dear. As such, flowers and dreams can be symbols of hope and optimism, as well as the cycle of birth and death.
I mean, okay, I guess I was. Because it's Easter. I guess I went to the Ostara little craft evening that I went to, which is sort of like, for those who don't know, like a pagan Easter. It's sort of where Easter originated from before it became Christianized. And that is all about, cycles. That's why the symbology is like eggs, bunnies, chickens, and those sorts of things. So I wonder if it was all just to do with that, family and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, it's quite fitting that your Rosemary-induced Easter dream was about death and rebirth and the circle of life and stuff, when that's kind of what Easter is about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So there you go. You're very on brand, very thematic.
Good job, Rosemary.
Well done, Rosemary.
You did it. I don't know if it's a party I would have... I mean, it's not that I wouldn't want to see my family, but I would have liked to see them in better circumstances.
Yes.
It was nice being in the bookshop, though. I don't know what the whole thing about Fawn was about. I don't know why the dream was so specific that it was, the book is called... I seem to get that a lot recently. Like when I was like, I went to the cinema and I saw the film called Cry, and I was like, I went and I found a book called Fawn, and I wanted this... Is there even a book called Fawn?
I guess a fawn is a baby deer, right?
True.
So once again, rebirth, Easter, baby animals.
Apparently, there is a book called Fawn.
Uh-huh. Maybe you should read it. I feel like you should.
Maybe I should.
You have to
Clearly,
now.
my dream wants me to. Is there a book? Hang on, there seems to be many books called Fawn. There's one, a coming-of-age story of a Hispanic American teenage boy growing up in Los Angeles who comes to realize he is a fawn or satyr. There you go. That
Cool.
sounds like, my sort of Greek mythology jam. I'll read it. I'll do it. You can't
Hell
stop
yeah.
me.
Read it and report back.
Is there a book called Fawn King, which was the other one that I was like, no, but there is someone on Instagram called that. Well, there you
Lovely.
go.
You better message him.
Can you write a book, please?
Hello. Have you written any books?
Named after yourself. Fawn King book?
Fawn King Hell.
No, there is The August Fawn by Richard King. But that's not what I wanted. Maybe that's a sign that I should write it.
Maybe. There we go.
How can I do this as a segue? So my other dream.
This is completely up to you. I have no idea what the other dream's about.
So we've talked about a dream featuring a magnificent bearded man.
Oh no!
In Hades, but now not the one you're thinking of.
This is not the one I'm thinking of.
My other dream is about Tom Clark. And this one I do remember because it features betrayal.
Oh.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't remember how it ends, but I just remember there was one part of it where I felt really, really bad. Would you like to hear it?
I would.
Okay.
I would love to.
Let's go.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
I had a dream that I was in the office and Tom Clark came in and I was talking to him and I was saying like, oh, you should be on comfort zone. And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. So we went to the recording rooms where all of a sudden it was like the upstairs of my parents' house and all the recording rooms were the bedrooms. And we went into what used to be my room and I was like, okay, so how do you normally record? And he was like, well, when there's more than one of us, I use this microphone. And basically what you had to do was like lie down on the bed and the microphone was this massive ball, like the size of those big round IKEA lampshades you get. And he just lowered that down and we just had to like record the episode like that. And then I was like, oh, thank you, lovely episode, lovely chatting. And I walked away. And then I suddenly was like, oh, hang on, I don't actually have the file for this. And I went to go back in, but he wasn't in there. So I went into a different one of the recording rooms. But he was all tucked up in bed. So I was like, oh, I'll just leave him to it. And then as I was leaving, I was suddenly like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I recorded an episode without Kirsty. Like, that doesn't even make sense. It's our podcast. How could I do this? But then the dream sort of jumped to, I was in the car with Kim. And weirdly, she was driving, but it was like the driver's seat was on the wrong side. We were driving down this road. I think we were meant to be going to Cornwall. And all of a sudden, I kept on just being like, "Oh my gosh, Kim, look, there's a pheasant." And she'd stop the car and be like, "Okay, I'm looking at the pheasant." And I'll be like, "Oh, okay." And then I'll just point out something else. And she was trying to concentrate on driving. And then all of a sudden I looked up at the moon and it looked like it's weird. It was perfect daytime, but I just knew that it was the moon. Or maybe it was the sun. I don't know. But it had like this heron over it, but it was like, it's difficult to describe. It was like a metal badge had been placed over it, but it was real. But it also looked like stained glass. It was so weird. But I was like, Kim, you have to look at the moon. You have to look at it. And she like stopped the car and we were just looking at this like heron moon. And it was so weird. And then I woke up. The end. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, there's a lot to unpack here.
I'm so sorry.
It's a lot to unpack. I've got probably my favourite thing from this book in front of me right now, but I'm just trying to see if there's a heron entry. I don't think there is.
Bitch?
What? Bitch?
Just betraying bitch.
Oh, betraying bitch. Yeah, to be honest, before you said like, "Oh, Kirsty's not here," I was like, "Where am I? Hello, you're recording." Where is Kirsty? This is very telling.
I literally remember having a bit in the dream where I was thinking to myself, what did I even say in the introduction? Did I say, "I'm Kirsty"? How did it go? And I couldn't remember. And I was like,
"I'm Kirsty."
I'm Kirsty.
Oh my god. Hang on, I'm just seeing if there's a bird entry. There's no bird entry. What the frick?
The weird thing
Maybe
is,
it has its own one.
Thinking back to it now, I was so set on it being a heron, but I swear it was a kingfisher.
Oh.
So I don't know why.
I see.
It's one of those weird things where I was just like, I know it looked like the sun and it had a kingfisher in it, but I was really adamant that it was a moon and it was the heron. And I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why.
So this book has entries for all sorts of different birds. So I'll come back to this. First, though, I want to address the balls because there are a lot of balls. There was the big round microphone, and then there was the moon/sun.
I think it's Regensker. I think that's what the IKEA lampshade was that I was talking about. You know, the massive one. And we lay down RegnSkur. I think, off the top of the old dome.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah, that's... And, you got it. That's exactly it. Well done.
We were lying, on this bed, and then he just had to, pull it down. So we were just, lying, looking at the ceiling, talking into this massive microphone, "So, have you had any dreams?"
Oh, my God. Well, the book says ball suggests challenge and competition, as in a ball game, but also... this can be associated with aggression or sex, as in a man's balls.
Oh.
That's literally what it says, as in a man's balls.
Wow.
So there you go. Balls.
Balls. I don't know why the microphone was so big. I've watched Tom record things with other people. And no, that is not how he does it. Sorry to peek behind the curtain, but he just doesn't. So I don't know where that came from. I guess it's just all that aggression I feel towards it.
It must be, yeah. So I also looked up bed, and this makes sense as to why I wasn't there.
Oh, no.
It can represent your need to get away from the world and withdraw into yourself to enjoy healing rest.
Oh, I don't want to heal from you.
Sometimes they represent sleep and dreams. So
well.
But you just want to get away from me and rest.
No.
I think that must be it.
Worst dream ever.
But in terms of birds, I'm speedrunning this. There's nothing for heron, but kingfisher has a one-line entry and it says a symbol of dignity and calm.
Oh.
So there you go.
Well, that's how I see Kim. So that explains it.
Yeah,
I
sense.
find it so weird. I feel like there must be something really significant about this, but I don't know what it is. But I find it so weird that I was in what is traditionally the driver's side. Because I've never been in, like, I know that, like, the UK is it is in the minority of people whose driver's seat is on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
But I've never been in a car that hasn't been that way around, because even when I've been in other countries, I've been in a UK car. So I just found it really weird. I could understand it as a driver if I was there, but no, I was a passenger princess, but I was on the right-hand side. And I just don't know why. And then the fact that, like, the car's the wrong way around, the sun's the moon, is it a tall bird, is it a tiny bird?
Everything's
it's just weird that
everything's
opposite. It's all opposite and the same at the same time. And I feel like there's something there that my brain's like, and I'm just like, no, I don't understand.
I don't get it. Please try again.
Can you just spell it out for me, please?
That really reminds me of the first time my family went to Florida. It was the first time we'd ever been to America. Well, I'd ever been to America. I think my mum had been before. And when we got there, we had to go get food because we were self-catering, and we got a taxi to Walmart. And taxi pulled up, we got in, and obviously they're on the left-hand side of the car. And the radio was on, and me, my brother, and my mum were sitting in the back. And me and my brother just turned to each other, and we were like, it's like being in GTA. It was just such a weird thing. We both thought of it as like not because it was like a crazy drive or anything. It was just the fact that the radio playing was so reminiscent of like the radio in GTA, and obviously it is because that's a parody of just American radio. And the fact paired with the fact that we were driving on the wrong side of the road, and the driver was on the other side. We were just like, this is so weird. Man, as well as that, I've been playing Pacific Drive lately, and every time I try and get in the car, I walk onto the right-hand side of the car, and chat keeps laughing at me. They're like, you're trying to get in the right-hand door. I'm like, oh, why is there no right-hand drive option?
Do you know what? Funnily enough, I've been editing a series of Pacific Drive, so I'm sort of watching it be played without playing it myself. I sort of feel like I know it better than I would do, sort of thing. And it never occurred to me that the door was on the other side. Yeah.
It's just a complete force of habit to walk to the right-hand side of the car. Like every single time I do it. And I can't untrain myself. It's so funny. And it's like when you're trying to like extract from a zone as well, you're like, you're trying to run fast back to the car, and then you're opening the right-hand door and there's like just a big thing in the passenger seat. You're like, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But yeah, it do be like that.
I'm amazed that there isn't anything for heron. Herons feel like a very significant bird. I don't know what of, but they are.
Yeah. I mean, there's a pelican entry. I guess they're sort of similar, but not really.
I mean, herons are they're leggy.
They're very leggy, yeah. I guess a crane. They're kind of like a crane.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much the same.
Hang on, let me go back to the bird section. Birds just have their own section because there's just so many of them. So many birds. Genitals? No, that's not what I want. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
You accidentally looked up thrush.
It's going to be like babies. Babies. Symbol of maternal love and acts of kindness performed by yourself or others can also suggest the ability to cope with difficult situations and or emotions in waking life.
Oh. I looked up heron on the Googles, and it says to dream of a heron indicates that you'll be rewarded for your efforts and persistence.
Oh.
So I feel like you can't really dream that, though.
No, that's like a premonition.
Yeah. I feel like that's just...
I'm so wary of these dream websites because they're all written by AI, aren't they?
Probably.
They don't dream.
Apparently it represents strength, purity, and long life in China.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It represents that in China. It doesn't specifically represent long life in China.
Else.
I don't know. It's just weird that, like, so, when you get those sort of like, I want to say like constable badges, but also like metal pot stands. It was sort of like one of those, but made of stained glass and placed over the moon, which was the sun.
God.
It was like amazing. That's why I was literally like, Kim, stop the car. You need to look at this. Like, this is amazing. When are we ever going to see this again? Like, I was wowed by this.
What, was it kind of like an eclipse sort of thing? Like it was covering part of the sun?
Yeah, it was like perfectly over the sun. But like the sun was still beaming through the sun, which was the moon, which
sun moon.
was still like perfectly shining through, but it was just this over it. And it was like so impressive to behold. I was just, Kim, stop the car.
Because there is an eclipse coming up, right?
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I think so. So the next partial eclipses will be on April 8th, March 29th, 2025, and August 12th, 2026.
I find it quite hard to understand. Can you please explain it using Jaffa cakes?
Right. So half moon. April 8th, 2024.
Total eclipse.
The next total eclipse will be...
There hasn't been one since, like, what was it, like 98? Was that the last one, or was it 96?
I remember it in the 90s, yeah. I remember standing in the back garden wearing a welding mask.
I remember I was in France and we got given, we were staying on a campsite and we got given these, like, special glasses.
Cool.
And I was just like, are you trying to trick me? You've always spent my entire life telling me not to look at the sun. Now you tell me to look at the sun. What is it? Is this a test, parents?
So there's a total eclipse in America on April 8th. But the next one that will be seen from Europe will be August 2026. So I guess for us on April 8th, it will be a partial eclipse. Whereas in America, it will be total. That's cool. Like, that's crazy that, like, it's been that long since a total eclipse. Like, hang on, what does it say here when was the last total eclipse? Oh, there was one in 2017 in America.
Okay, I was thinking, like, I have no memory of this.
Hang on, Europe. 1999. There you go.
Okay. I said 98. I wasn't too far
you were
off.
right.
That's not too bad.
I remember that. I do. That was so long ago.
I love thinking about this sort of thing and thinking, like, back in the day when, you know, the day of blood and gods, what did they think when, like, imagine if you said to someone, like, screw you, what I'm doing is perfectly fine, and then the sun just disappears. You'll be like, okay, no, I'll change it, but that's on me. Oh God. Put my hands up now. I'm gonna change. I'll be good. Like, you must have just had like, even with things like lightning storms, you must have just thought, like, oh geez, they're angry today.
Yeah, definitely.
So let alone an eclipse, because there is a story about how it's basically something, there's like a fight between Gaia, who is like Mother Earth, and Zeus, and they're trying to strengthen something. I can't remember the full details of it at the moment, but Zeus basically, they're both looking for this particular thing that will help strengthen. I think it's before the Titanomachy, but it's like looking for this one particular herb that will strengthen things. Maybe it's rosemary. You never know. And Zeus tells the sun not to rise so that he can, you know, stop Gaia from finding it before the time is up. And stuff like that. I'm just like, was that because there was an eclipse? And they were like, oh, that must be because Zeus is doing this sort of thing. He's told the sun not to rise today and stuff like that. Like, whenever I'm reading sort of mythology stories, I'm trying to think what would have set these scenarios in the minds of those people of being like, oh, it must be because of this. And like the justifications for it. Oh, I find it so fascinating. What a nerd.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, you are a nerd.
You are a massive nerd.
Yay. Do you reckon Tom will ever come on the podcast? Now I've had like 3 dreams about him.
Well, he didn't he agree to it?
Yeah, but maybe...
Didn't he technically say, yes, I will do that?
Technically, he did. I just won't tell him about this dream. I won't tell him about my aggressive / something else dream featuring many balls.
Don't mention that one. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh my gosh.
I swear whenever I have dreams that have Tom in, they're always just the weirdest things.
Yeah, I remember the dream I had like really early on about Tom as well, like being in my parents' shed.
Yeah. Maybe he's the weird one. Maybe it's not us.
Yeah.
No, it's the kids who are in the wrong.
I feel like I've completely zoned out now because I'm just thinking about eclipses.
Oh.
That's why I'm just like, oh yeah. I'm just like, oh my God, a total eclipse. Wow.
You're just looking forward to it. Just going to sit here until 2026.
Yeah. I'm like on Wikipedia looking up a spreadsheet like of when the next one is and when the last one was. I'm like, ooh. It's so cool. It's been like 2 decades. I'm like, oh my God, it's exciting. But what if it rolls around and it's cloudy? I'll be so mad. I'll fucking kick off. But it is in August, I think, when we have our one. So hopefully it'll be sunny and nice.
August 2026, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
August 26th. And in the US, it's April 8th this year.
So what I need to do is I'll have a child right now, so they'll be old enough to vaguely comprehend the world by then. And then I'll be like, do you doubt my power, child? I'll be like, this is why you never betray your parents. And then I'll point to the sky and the sun will disappear. And that is why you must eat your broccoli.
Oh my God. I'm going to find out what time R1 is. Or not R1, but our
personal eclipse that we've arranged.
Our view of the total eclipse, which won't be total, on the 8th of April. 7:52 p.m.
Oh.
7:55 p.m. It might. I guess it will still be kind of light out since the clocks have changed.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That'll
on the
be
8th
fine.
of April, have a look at the sun, not directly, at 7:55 p.m. If you're in
What day
England
of the
and
week
Wales.
is that? Will there be a comfort zone on that day?
That's a good question, actually. April 8th. Well, we're on the 4th now, so it's 4 days away. It's a Monday. A Monday.
A Monday. Yeah. A glorious Monday.
A glorious Monday. Well, maybe like if we tell everyone to pause the podcast now. Is this one going out on the 6th?
Yes.
All right. So pause it now and play at 7:55 p.m. Okay, when you're looking, if you're in England, when you're looking at the partial eclipse. Okay, all right.
Oh wait, should we do a little? Are we going to do a little watch along thing?
Yeah, we have to do a watch along. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
here it is. Oh, it's going.
Oh, there it goes. Oh my God, it's so dark.
Oh, it's get a bit darker now, isn't it? Oh,
wow. Incredible. Wow. It's too bad this isn't a total eclipse. It's only partial. You have to wait to 2026.
I hear they're having one in America, so at the moment.
They are right now. Mm-hmm.
We should have gone there.
Wow.
Oh, wait, no, we should do a version for the listeners in America.
Oh, yeah, true. Okay.
It's completely gone. Where did it go?
Whoa. Is this because I didn't eat my broccoli? Oh, my God. Shit.
This hasn't happened since that time in 1999 where I didn't eat my broccoli then. It must be.
Oh my God. Wait, they might have had it in a different year. It was 1979 in America last.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's like that time in 1979 when I didn't eat my broccoli. Fuck. Oh my God. It's so dark. Wow. Well, there you go. We've watched the eclipse with you guys. I hope you enjoyed that.
This has given me such a weird memory, which is completely unrelated. But do you remember, you might be too young for this, I think I've talked to you about it before though, do you remember the watch-along Mr. Blobby episode with the scratch and sniff book?
No, but I feel like you've said those words before.
They're like your Winter Soldier activation words. Mr. Blobby, scratch and sniff. She's ready for war. But it's like... there was like a special episode of Noah's House Party, and it would be like, Mr. Blobby is going through the bins, and you'd be like, oh, bins, and then you'd scratch the bin, and then you'd sniff it, and you'd be like, oh, it smells of trash, and stuff like that. I feel like we should have a comfort zone version of that. I don't know how it would work. We release a
scratch and sniff.
Yeah, we'll release a special episode where we pretend we've had dreams about certain things, and we'll be like, oh, I had this dream that I woke up in a field of chocolate, and everyone would be like, oh, scratch, 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 chocolate.
Oh, I had a dream I pissed on a doll's house. Oh,
Oh, scratch, scratch, scratch. Oh, no.
oh no.
I wish that places did scratch and sniff menus.
Oh, that would be great.
Because sometimes I can't remember. There are certain things that I like capers. I can never remember if I like capers. Whereas if I could just like scratch it and be like, no, I don't like capers. That would be good for me.
I like capers.
But I guess it would take a lot to refresh the menus because I don't know how long a good scratch and sniff is good for.
Yeah, they wouldn't be very hygienic, would they?
That too, I guess. Hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we'll get to a point where they'll be able to download smells into your brain? I guess that's just
I think
what
so,
sniffing
yeah.
something is.
I reckon so. I mean, if they get to that point, hopefully they will start downloading other things into your brain which are more
like
important.
languages.
Yeah, like languages, or I know kung fu, or
Like in the Matrix.
yeah.
I see, this is another amazing thing about it. So watching that Devil's Plan, it's a show on Netflix for people who haven't heard of it. But it's basically like a game show, but everyone's very smart instead of UK ones where everyone's dumb. No, that's not fair.
No, it's completely true. That is 100% accurate.
Like to the point where in the first episode, they spend like 10 minutes explaining the rules of the game they're going to play. You would not get that.
I feel like it's more than 10.
I was going to say 10 to 20, but I was like, am I exaggerating?
Like, I think for that first one, the problem with me is, right, it's like when people try and explain a board game to me, and I feel like you're probably the same, somebody's reading out board game rules to me, I zone out. I'm like, I will learn by doing.
Yeah.
I am not going to absorb any of this.
All that's happening in my head when someone's reading instructions is a little voice going, oh, I really should listen to this. I hope I listen to this.
Absolutely the same.
What did I just miss? I'll listen to this bit. No, I was thinking I'll listen to this.
Yeah. It's like, God, it won't go out just yet, but I recorded a thing with like Armchair Admirals, like for the Civ channel. And it's a different game that I've not played before. And it was like, oh, do the tutorial before the recording, just so you have a rough idea. I'm like, okay. And I did the tutorial and I was like, I am not absorbing any of this. I'm kind of getting a slight gist, but there's just something keeps going wrong. Like, I can't get to the objective in time. Like, what is happening? And I was messaging Rythian like, this tutorial is bullshit. It's just not making any freaking sense. Like, I'm trying to get to this place and I can't do it because the AI is blocking me off. And then 10 minutes later, I messaged and went, never mind, I was going the wrong way. Because the world wraps around. So I could have gone left or right to go to my objective, and left was the first way that I saw. So I was going left, and I restarted this tutorial 3 times to try and get to this objective, and I couldn't do it. And then I looked to my right, I was like, oh, it's there.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, yep, I'm going to learn by doing because I'm a lost cause. Yeah. And that's just me. If anybody tries to explain anything like that, if I was in Devil's Plan, I would be screwed. They'd be like, right, this is how you play the game. 15 minutes later, like during that like part of the episode, I think I went to make a tea and I came back and they were still going. I was just like, there is no hope for me.
It did just like, it really, like compared to a UK game show where it's things like The Traitors where they're like, these two are bad. Everyone else are good. And everyone's like, okay.
Okay.
But even then people are like,
bad or okay,
yeah.
just say it one more time.
How many bad again? But yeah, like it's been there's one of the, so they have like the against each other show like game in the morning and then the work together show in the evening, and one of the work together ones, no spoilies, but it involved them having to make words but with like
blocks, right?
Yeah, but it was all like English words.
Yes.
And the fact that all of these people are like, English is not their first language, but they're all just like, okay, and they're just throwing words out there that even like I don't use in common parlance. So I was just like, how do they do this? How do they so quickly just be like, oh, okay, of course, we're just, this bit's just we just have to use English. And I was just like, huh? Like,
it's crazy. They are all so insanely smart on that show.
Yeah.
It's like you watch Physical 100 and it's like, I'm so unfit and horrible. And then you watch Devil's Plan, you're like, I'm an idiot.
That's good television.
I'm unfit and dumb.
And then I listen to Comfort Zone and I'm like, no, I'm doing pretty good actually.
Right,
it's fine.
actually, yeah.
maybe life isn't so bad. That's just the service we provide.
You're welcome.
Oh. Well, Kirsty.
Well, Bridie.
Thank you for a lovely chat. Thank you for recording Comfort Zone with me, unlike my dream.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to the recording of this episode, unlike in your dream.
Tom was busy. Sorry, everyone. Oh no. I don't know if there's much. I mean, I feel like we sort of vaguely got to the bottom of my dream.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if I
balls
wanted to. Balls.
Yeah.
Family. Rebirth. Balls. The end.
Not balls. Not Comfort Zone. Simless.
Nice. Well, until next time, everyone. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.